There are two questions many marketers are afraid to ask, and it costs them the reader trust that they work so hard to build throughout the case study. So I want to share these two questions with you and tell you how they've helped me build trust in case studies that I've written for my clients so you can use them for your benefit as well. First, hi B2B marketers. Thank you for coming back to another video. If you're new here, hey, welcome. My name is Ayelet, and this channel is all about giving you practical tips and strategies that you can actually implement, especially if you're in an industry that is all about the most important people in the organization, like customers and teams, where you are dealing with really complex buying processes. You also have such an amazing opportunity to make a positive impact on the way that companies do business. And one of the benefits of case studies is that they help us show the difference that we make. Case studies are all about happy, satisfied customers. In fact, these customers are so happy and so satisfied that they're willing to take time out of their day and open up about their experience with us to the entire world. And when you have such enthusiastic customers, many times our first instinct is to just focus on everything that's fantastic. I want to ask them to share, what they loved about our product, what great service they got, what great results they got. We don't want any negativity in case studies, right? Wrong. If you never talk about their concerns, about their onboarding challenges, about what went wrong along the way, you could be significantly hurting the trust that you're working so hard to build with this case study. You see, when humans work with humans, and then they combine software along the way, how many times is the situation 1,000,000,000% perfect with no glitches along the way? Today, I'm going to share with you two questions that you have to ask in every case study, no matter how scary they are, in order to build and really maintain that trust with your audience. So the first question is, what concerns did you have before starting to work with our company? Now, we'd all like to think that no one has any concerns before they start working with us, especially if we've already built some trust in our industry or with our audience, we have some experience. But many people do have concerns when they enter new situations. And the concerns that your current satisfied customer had in the past are probably similar to some of the concerns your current prospects have in the present. By voicing these concerns, you basically show your prospects that you understand them. You're helping prospects connect emotionally with this customer. You want prospects who read or watch the story to connect emotionally with this customer because you want them to feel that common thread and some sort of bond. They were both in the same place at some point, right? Yet your satisfied customer who is in the situation your prospects are in right now with the same concerns, same challenges, same fears, same pressures from the C-suite. This customer took action and tried your solution anyway and is now where these prospects want to be. Okay, now that you know the first question you must ask in every case study, let's move on to the second one. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a bonus strategy that you can actually implement when you ask these questions to kind of take this part of the case studies from a list of objections to a story that relieves some of the concerns that your prospects are experiencing. All right, so what is the second question? Here it is. What challenges did you experience during your work with our company? Now, I know the first question was easier to digest because, yes, people have concerns, but the thought is once they start working with your company, they start using your product or your service, we want them to feel like there's not going to be a problem, right? Only smooth sailing and great results from now on, right? Well, we all hope that's going to be the case, but we're all human. Technically, software is not human, but sometimes it doesn't work, or sometimes it takes time to understand how to make the most of that. And there's value in talking about it. Now, remember, These are satisfied customers, okay? They had some challenges, sure, but they're still satisfied. We're not bringing somebody here that's just going to complain and say how horrible we are, okay? This is basically a trust building strategy. This is especially important for complex products or services because sometimes your product has a lot of features, or you need a whole team of customer service agents to get comfortable using a new interface, or you provide sales training that requires a mindset shift and that doesn't happen overnight. It's okay to say that there were bumps in the road because this is a huge, wonderful opportunity to show what your team is made of and what your product is made of, and how you can help your customers move through challenges and be there for them anyway. And this actually takes us to the bonus strategy. Here's the thing. We're not going to leave our readers hanging just like we did not leave our customers hanging. So, your bonus strategy is to ask one very important follow up questions after each of the questions that we covered today. Now, remember, the first question was, what concerns did you have before starting to work with our company? And the second question was, what challenges did you experience during your work with our company? After each of these questions, I want you to ask one more question. How did our company help you overcome this? By using this bonus strategy, by asking your satisfied customers how you help them overcome their concerns and their challenges that they had, you're showing your prospects through storytelling that you're going to be there for them too. Now, I did promise that I will show you how this helped me build trust with case studies that I wrote for my clients. So I'll give you two examples, okay? First, with the first question, what concerns did you have before starting to work with our company? One of my clients has customers on the other side of the planet. It's a 7-hour difference, which is pretty significant because when it's 10 a.m. for the end client, it's already 5 p.m. where the marketing software company is, which is pretty much the end of the workday for some companies. One of the concerns that the end client that I interviewed had originally was that if anything if anything goes wrong and she needs guidance, she's going to need to go on Skype in the middle of the night, her time, because that's going to be the business hours for the software company. By facing this heads on, we were able to show how much this end client ended up praising the software company for planning calls around her schedule. So she never ever had to worry about having calls in the middle of the night, her time. In the case study, she was incredibly thankful and incredibly enthusiastic, and that enthusiasm carried on to our readers. But what about the second question, which is a little bit trickier? Because you remember, the second question was, what challenges did you experience during your work with our company? Well, I had a client that provides a service, and very close to the deadline, this client's company decided to make a huge change. The explanation from the end client about how the service provider handled it, a combination of staying open to taking feedback and willing to make the changes, as well as daring to speak up when he thought that some of these changes could hurt the company, the client company, that made a huge difference to the case study. That gives you so much insight into what it could be like to work with this person that you don't feel like you're walking into one big unknown. In fact, how he handled the situation and met the deadline anyway while keeping everybody at the end client company satisfied was one of the key reasons that the satisfied client ended up buying from him again, and they shared it in the case study. You see, because we share the concerns and challenges that our satisfied customers face, we're able to build emotional connections with the people reading our case studies, which are our prospects. That helps prospects identify with the satisfied customer, with the hero of the success story. And that helps them think, oh, this team stepped up for this company, so they'll probably step up to help my company too. Of course, there is more to a case study interview than these 3 questions, and there is more to getting a higher return on your investment in case studies than the interview itself. So click the link you see here on the screen or below, and let's dig deeper into this.